10, as we've just discovered, is Ghost Stories. It's a co-op game. Gotta love co-op games. Haven't you, Ben?
This is actually one of the co-op games that I'd actually play a lot more.
See, instantly already better than
Because
Forbidden
Ben
Desert.
loves stories.
Ghosts, not my thing.
Ampersands.
Yeah, I mean,
You want to
you
talk about the
can,
game?
yeah, you can only go up to 4 players, which, okay, some co-op games can go past that, but the characters that you have in the game, the fact that there's 2 versions of them,
Yeah, so there's like 8.
yeah, it gives you 8 characters. I love the fact that they each have a special power ability, which helps the team. As a whole. And when you like choosing which guys are going to go, essentially which samurai you're going to be using. Monk, sorry.
Before you say no, this
My
isn't my
top
take.
10 is Samurai
Spirit. No, look, which shaman monk you're going to be using. There's a choice of, well, do I want this power or do I want this power? Like, who?
Did you say Shadow Monkey?
Shaolin Monk.
Oh, okay.
Shadow Monk.
Yeah.
I was like, what a great concept for a game. Monkey ninjas.
Yeah. I like
Give us
how
Antoine.
I like how the board is different every time.
Yeah,
Because
no, that's true.
the
Like,
setup-
you can sit there and go, oh,
God,
but it
we've got
really...
a terrible setup here. I like how the boss is different every time.
Yeah.
So although the characters are the same and there's a very
Failing? Mengling? You carry on.
Men's.
You carry on.
Yeah.
The bad guy in the game.
Wu Feng.
Wu Feng.
Yeah.
I love the fact that there's 9 different versions of him.
I'll be right back.
I want to there's 9 variations of Wu Feng.
But the thing, I think what you're getting at effectively is you're going to have different challenges.
It's a different challenge
doing
every
it.
time.
Yeah.
And you could play with the same Wu Feng, but use different characters or use their other abilities, or the board is set up differently.
Yeah.
The fact that not all the enemies are in the game. You take some out, so again there's more variance.
Yes.
So the challenge is changing constantly.
1, 2,
There's
3,
9.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9. It's the difficulty for me that makes Ghost Stories so fun. Like Ghost Stories is one of those games that we bought obviously like years after it came out, and it's always one of those games that's referred to as, oh, this co-op game is hard. It's not as hard as Ghost Stories, but it's pretty hard. And so you want to like, well, what makes this game so hard? And like on the easy and the normal, it's a challenge. But once you start playing on like the nightmare difficulties, where you've got to fight multiple Wu Fangs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah, because when we started playing it, we started playing on easy.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, this isn't really much of a challenge. Then you get up to normal. It's like, okay, this is the challenge because we start with 1 less town token.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
And then you start beating normal quite regularly. It's like, okay, we'll try 1 step harder. How much harder can it be? Yeah, we haven't won in
I think
ages now.
It is it's really like like those swarm defense games. Like where you're like not tower, almost like tower defense, like the way that like you're moving your monk.
You're trying to stop the lanes.
Like, oh, what are we going to mitigate? Yeah, like stopping the lanes. Yeah.
I think one of the things that makes it an interesting game for me to play is that while it has this, you can see everything that is happening, and so you know what you should potentially do, and you can discuss it and things like that. So, I mean, some people would say that there's a little bit of an alpha game thing going on there, and it'd be like, no, you need to do this, or you need to go here and try and do this. But then it's got that dice element to it as well, so that even if someone has told you to do something,
you can be like, no, screw it!
Or like and even if you go along with what they're saying, and maybe sometimes, that's fine, the roll of the dice gives you that, like, wow feeling. Like, if you get loads of
agency.
Yeah, if you get that really great moment where you roll all the symbols you need, and then you roll even more symbols or something like that, and things like that. That's that.
Yeah.
No, you definitely right.
Well, if I go here, I can potentially do this if I get this.
Oh, you can't risk that. You should go over there. That's the safe play. Oh, well, do I do the safe play? Do I?
Yeah.
I mean, like obviously before you had Forbidden Desert on, and Forbidden Desert is like a deterministic game. Like, you have 4 actions.
Yeah.
What will you do with your 4 actions?
Yeah, and there is always the correct play.
Well, the only argument in Forbidden Desert, is which tile do I dig under?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas, because you're rolling dice, you can get hosed in Ghost Stories, and it's not your fault.
Yeah,
and I think that's really helpful in a co-op.
There's the dice aren't like they're an interesting aspect of it, but they're not going to like drag you down completely because you can mitigate stuff. And that's one of the aspects of ghost stories that's quite important. So it's mitigation rather than just random going places and doing.
It is really cinematic as well. Like it's got like that whole like by the end of the game, you're not usually like, come on, Wu Feng. You're like, oh my god, we need him to come out. Yeah. It's like this Hail Mary charge at Wu Feng. Like if you give me your Tau tokens, then I can move on to that space and we can change the Buddha and
and you see him coming up because obviously it's a different next turn next turn but you still don't know which one it is.
That's
so
really cool.
You could have a load of red and blue Tau tokens stocked up and it's the green one. It's like okay.
Interesting as well with like fewer players as well. Like it's I've played this one player as well and it's really different, but like 2 players, 3 players with like that.
I think I have played it 2 player with you at one point, or maybe it was. Oh no, maybe my lowest is 3 player actually. But
I like it with all.
I think with the full 4 players it shines pretty well. I think
it is definitely alpha gamery, but I think part of the thing with this game is it's so freaking hard that you don't mind. Like if you're playing Baby's First Co-op. And someone's like, no, you should move to the whatever. Then it's like, well, come on, dude. I mean,
Well, for example, if we were going back to the game that was on your top
10, the Forbidden game,
that has an alpha game element to it, obviously because it's a cooperative game.
Yeah.
But I'd feel hard done by if someone just kept alpha gaming me to do stuff in Forbidden Desert. Whereas in this,
that's a good point.
I reckon there's that thing of this actually is just a better move. You should probably go and do that, and it will and you still feel cool doing it.
And Forbidden Desert for me always feels that much more deterministic than this because So
actually because there's weirdly this, even though this is actually quite a Meritrash because you do have those stand up and shout dice moments. Do you know what I mean? Like you can try and mitigate the luck with like Tau tokens and like putting the right colour in the temple. But like when you get that like triple colour roll, and it is just like, oh my god, like, especially at the corners when like you're trying to take out like 2 ghosts at the same time, like I really want to play Ghost Stories now. So I would always play Ghost Stories.
There you go.
I should put Ghost Stories on my top 10. I'm gonna get rid of Jungle Speed.
Much better than.
But then again, it might be on my top 10. You don't know what's on my top 10.
Let's find out soon.
Well, you didn't say if you would play it all the time. I think that's a relevant comment.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for the person on the top 10 to say how good it is, but it's the other people's views that balance it out.
I would probably play much rather play Forbidden Desert than play Ghost Stories. Yeah. But I do see its merits.
Why would you rather play Forbidden Desert?
Because
than Ghost Stories? Not that it's wrong, of course.
I prefer the aesthetic of it, and I like the more relaxed feel of Forbidden Desert.
Yeah, it is.
Whereas this can feel a bit tense, and you can feel a bit like, oh my god,
I'm
going to screw this up kind of thing. Whereas in Forbidden Desert, I think there's a bit more of a...
the desert's going to kill you slowly, gradually. Yeah. Whereas in Ghost Stories, you could have a few bad turns, and you're swarmed.
I mean, that's not to say that I don't like it because it's hard. I just, I prefer the more mellow feel.
Isn't it weird how this is the best like ghost busting game that exists? Would this work with the Ghostbusters thing?
Yeah, Cryptozoic.
I think it could. Like imagine if like the village was the city.
Yeah, probably do that.
Yeah,
man, wouldn't that be cool?
I mean, there is a Ghostbusters game.
No, I know, but like, don't you think this would be a better? Maybe they could do the girl Ghostbusters.
Fade to black.